Oh shit, I should probably share my screen, shouldn't I?
Oh, that's nice. Why can't Streamlabs do that?
I love how that's the response to my question.
What?
I should probably share my screen with you, shouldn't I?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you should. Sorry.
All right, before we get this episode up, can we just acknowledge that thing in the background before anything else happens?
Look, man, when you're getting ready to start streaming soon, you gotta make it look good, right? And I gotta be on theme with with the holidays, so you know.
You're basically just making me have to clean up my background now.
Hey, man, it's like Echo back in the day when he threw on the suit. Yeah, to step up her game.
Anyway, welcome everybody back to episode 144 of V-Time, if I'm not mistaken. It's going to be a very interesting episode for you. We're going to finish up Lyrical with the last ride line. We're not going to cover all the commons and rares that got afterwards leaked. That's just way too many. But we're going to be talking a lot about set 7 and some interesting card support that we've seen, as well as leaks and Chrono Jet, of course, and some interesting news here and there. So it's going to be a pretty good one. But before that, if you're interested in buying any cards from TCG Player, please use our affiliate down below.
Your purchases through this link help support the channel, so bring more great videos like this straight to you guys.
Hey, with that script that part out of the way, let's go straight into the leaks. We're going to start off with set 7 and some commons and rares that are very unique and I was not expecting. First off, we got for Brentgate, Watching Monster Proteed. He's a grade 1 rare. Auto rearguard. When your auto rearguard is retired during your opponent's turn, bind this unit and put that retired card into your hand. Now, on paper, the concept sounds great, but why not just retire this first and then retire anything else that's, needs to get retired? All right? Like, take your video, for example. Oh, look, I'm going to blow up your board. I get to one by one retire your stuff. Let me get rid of this first so nothing bounces.
I mean, it's ways if your opponent has random spot removal, like a Bodus, you can at least get that card back to your hand instead of losing it completely.
You're not wrong. I'm not saying it's not going to work never, but at the same time, it's like, I never liked those types of effects because it doesn't protect itself. And then when it's popped, like it didn't do anything.
Yeah, I mean, this is like what, a rare, common, rare, okay,
Rare.
I mean,
better than nothing. Anyway, we're gonna move on to a common for Brentgate that looks even funkier. Erosion Demonic Monster Nutigalbas.
not a Gilbus,
Not a Galbas. That's the best I can do. Auto rearguard. When this unit attack hits a Vanguard, if your order zone has 2 or more cards, you may draw a card. If you do, choose a card from your hand and put it into your soul. It's not a bad filter, but that's about it. And that's a hit.
yeah.
I will say I got a newfound respect for on-hit abilities after playing Michu, but at the same time, those are good on-hit abilities. This is not as good.
I mean, I don't know if there's any. Well, I mean, I guess Snow could use this because he wants to use Soul a lot, but I mean, like, it has to hit.
Plus, you need a second set order. Unless you're playing some Spice, you're not getting a second set order in Snow.
So I don't know where this really fits in.
I don't think this is either for Velstra because, he doesn't have much deck space to work with anyway.
He's too worried about more guns, cannons.
Speaking of guns, we're going to look at swords. Alex, take away some interesting Keter support for Bastion.
Unrivaled Heavenly Blade Discorda. Auto rearguard when this unit attacks. If you have 6 or more grade 3 or greater units, cause counterblast 1, and until the end of the battle, this unit's attack will hit regardless of power, while the sum of your grades of your opponent's guardians is not grade 3 or greater. This is dumb. Granted, you have to have the counterblast for it, which in Bastion can be a problem. But if you have a full board of grade 3s, which is, or greater, which is the only way this is going to work, because it's the only way you can have 6, you're going to be clapping people with this guy because he's going to attack and he's going to restand and he's going to do it again.
Oh, if you have a 2CB.
Yeah.
Let's be real here. The guard restrict is good, but it's not hard. You know what I mean?
It's not hard, but it can be very annoying. I think it's actually harder than it looks.
We need
Because
to
if you
definitely
think
test
about
it.
it, because you can think about it, right? You're
Mhm.
late into the game. You're probably chunking up a bunch of grade 0s to guard with, right?
Yeah.
So this thing in Bastion gets really big because Bastion gets pretty big numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So unless you have a PG, you're either wasting a lot of hand to meet that requirement for this, or you don't have the guard because grade 0s, you're gonna have to just chunk them in with other cards in your hand. So this becomes
Yeah.
like a basically like a Flagbird's guard restrict on everything on itself. I mean,
I will say one thing. There's one more interesting part about this card, and the Jewel shares, and that is the fact that even if the OT gets ripped and 100 million gets put, unless they can meet the requirements, the attack will still hit.
I mean, you can still PG this, but yeah, it doesn't matter if it's 100 million or not. You're gonna hit.
Exactly. So overall, this card definitely needs some field training to kind of see where it's at. But it's got potential. I can see why it's a triple rare.
Speaking of cards that are really good, is it this one? I think.
No, I think it's the
that's
next
not
one.
this one. It's the next one. This one's still pretty decent, but I don't know how much it would be played. Graceful Heavenly Flash, Hermona. Auto back row center rear guard. When your Vanguard Bastion is card named as attack, you can Soul Blast 1. Put this card into your guarding circle and it gets shield plus 15 until the end of the battle. So it becomes a 15k shield. Interceptor in a sense.
From the back row with a Soul Blast. So there's a lot of requirements need to be met, but at least it's still a body on the board, because trust me, I did some shadow plays already. Getting 6 grade 3s on the board is harder than you think.
Yeah. And also, you know, if you're running that many grade 3s, you also your shield. So having something that has shield is nice.
Exactly. So yeah, overall, not a bad card. This is a card though that you were trying to mention.
Ah, yes, this card is dumb. Heavenly Wings of Purity, Hamanetra.
Close enough.
Yeah. Auto, when these units placed on rear guard, if you have a Vanguard Bastion, this card name, you can counterblast 1. Choose a grade up to 1 grade 3 card from your hand and call it to rear guard. If you called a card and you have 5 or more units, you get to draw a card. Oh, hi, Alden. Continuous rear guard during your turn. If you have 6 or more units, it gets boost.
Yeah, that's the part that's honestly good.
So just straight up, if you make a full board, you're gonna get boost.
So there's one good thing about this card I want to mention. There's one thing about this card that I want to ask you. So the whole Cannibals one, choose a grade 3, call it, and then if you have 5 or more units, you draw a card. Is honestly not that hard to do, because you got to think the Vanguard's there. You're gonna place this. You're gonna place another. So the only thing you actually need is 2 more units on the board, and that's it. So if you have 2 rear guards and a Vanguard, you call this, you're definitely going to get the draw off of it. And then, of course, the boosting power is always good. My question for you, though, is, does this replace Alden? Is Alden still better, or do you just run both?
If you're running both, you're 100% running Fasado now. Because you can't afford the resources otherwise.
Oh, yeah. Countercharge is a bitch.
But, dude, just the amount of value you get out of both of chaining these together is like, I'm going to Alden into this and then into something else. And I'm basically going to get 3 cards on the board for 1 card.
Like, it's really, really good.
But considering what you're, depending on what you're playing, I think you run this over Fasado for the simple fact that it's 1 CB less, which frees up your CB
Alden.
for other skills like the other guy we just talked about.
You mean Alden?
Or Alden, yes.
I do see one problem with the Bastion deck as it stands, is the fact that both of these cards that we talked about, the double rear and the triple rear, both require you to have basically a full board. And against decks that kind of say, okay, your board goes away, I don't think the recovery game is good.
See, Maggie can make a full board, but it has all of the fun cards in Stoicheia that let you get crits back from your drop or easily make cards from the top of your deck. This, not so much.
not at all, almost. Like, it's in a weird position, but at the same time, we're barely seeing Bastion support now for set 7, so we'll see what else they get. Maybe there's some rare that it's going to be super, or like, we've seen some really good commons and rares that are not supposed to be commons and rares.
Yeah, well, you only got so much deck space, so.
Exactly. Anyway, we're going to move on to some more lyrical support before the ride line. There's some 2 interesting cards that got leaked. First, we got Crystal Clear Sparkle Aura. She's a grade 1 double rare, 6k power, but her ability is honestly worth it. Auto rearguard, when the attack this unit boost hits, retire this unit, search your deck for up to 1 order card, reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle your deck. This basically can go in any lyrical deck that plays any type of order. Like
any order.
Like we just dropped the video.
Order.
You saw Alex play Letitia and it gets the curse orders, how to be the blitz or the normal. I was playing Michu and it got me in my set orders. You can play it in Lore and Earl to get your songs. You can play it in Dragon Girls to get that order that you really, really need. You can even play this in Gems to get the orders out of your deck. Like overall, it's just all the lyrical decks all the lyrical decks that play orders kind of benefit from this. And because she's a grade 1, like early game pressure, like just put it behind the Vanguard and you force your opponent to have to guard it or take it and get your benefits. Very good.
That's pretty much,
very good card.
Worthy of the double rare for sure.
Yeah. The card that got leaked with it is not that bad of a card itself. We got help. Hydrina waiting for sunny weather. Fidgeline.
Hydrina.
Anyway, she's a grade 2 rare. 10k power, auto when this unit is placed on rigor by your grade 3 or greater Vanguard's ability, this unit gets 10k until the end of turn. At this current moment, carry is the first thing that comes to mind, so making it a 25k beater right away.
You got Medley or whatever, the one that's basically OTT. She can place it from drop, so it can gain power that way.
It'll still gain 20k, so it'd be a 20k, and might even get a crit from it. Yep.
Yes.
Let's see here. Out of all the lyrical ride lines that we currently got, Powerful can't.
Gems can.
Friends can't. Gems can't. Oh yeah, Gems can technically.
Because you can
get it off. Yeah. Yeah. That does work that way, doesn't it?
Yeah. It says a ghost. So, what's her name?
Oh my god, this is a ghost. Oh my god, this is a ghost.
Yeah, Felty Rosa can rip this off the top.
I need to revisit that deck. I really need to revisit that deck and test this out. Holy shit, this is a ghost. Yeah, Michu can't use this because she doesn't actually Michu can use this. Michu's first ability is cannibals on draw a card, call a card, or discard a card. So if you call this from Michu's ability, it will gain 10k. Shit, am I just... No. Michu needs some other type of support.
Michu needs more things than this.
So it's more versatile than you think in Lyrical, so it's honestly not a bad rare. It's reminiscent of the trial deck grade 3 that also gains 10k and is a 10k base, but at least this one has 5k shield. Anyway... With that being said, moving on, we got the actual ride line for Lyrical. You want to do this one in one?
Sure.
First, we got physical training from scratch, Letitia. Simple, straightforward. It's your starter. Echo, please don't.
Please don't.
Anywho, we're just going to move on and see what this deck actually wants to do.
All right.
Do you see it?
Yes.
All right. Do you read
it? Maybe. Staying in even on days off, Leticia. Auto, when this unit is rode upon by the grade 2 with the Vanguard in its card name, put a card from your hand to the bottom of your deck. Search your deck for up to one curse play card and reveal it and put it to your hand. Shuffle your deck.
Were you doing that? I don't remember you putting cards to the bottom of your deck.
It would have been beneficial because I could have put triggers. I did put those cards, yes. Because I remember keeping triggers in my hand for putting cards.
I don't remember you putting cards back to the bottom of your deck. And I edited the video. I'm gonna look.
No disclaimer to put if you don't.
Fuck. At the time of the recording, the video literally dropped 30 minutes ago. So if I look at the YouTube right now and see comments, I'm gonna be a little bit peeved. Dude, I'm not even joking. That one card difference could have mattered a lot.
Fair enough.
Jesus Christ.
Anyways, so yeah, you just get the mechanic of the deck is curse play cards. They're pretty good. I'll just put that.
We're gonna get to the curse cards here. We're gonna first look at the ride line real quick. So keep that in mind. Curse cards are order cards. There's two of them. One's a blitz, one's a normal. So keep that in mind. So we're gonna look at having heavy leaning on expectations, Letitia. I don't want to know why she's heavy leaning for different reasons, but her ability is Continuous Vanguard. If your soul has a curse play card, when you would ride a grade 3 with Letitia and its card name from your ride deck, you can ride with Soul Blast 1 card with Letitia and its card name instead of choose a card from your hand and discard it.
So it basically just makes it a free ride.
Correct. And as you saw in the video, Alex sometimes had the luck and misfortune of soul charging curse cards, so he had to soul blast and call stuff and do I don't know what else.
Yes.
Is that lucky or unlucky?
Depends. It depends on what's in your hand. Sometimes it's not bad to discard cards from your hand.
You're not wrong. It really does depend when your hand size is a little bit bigger than it should be.
And plus, you're not soul blasting their card, so you're not soul blasting your orders. So I don't know. It's okay.
But let's look at what this deck actually wants to do. What's the full gimmick and what's the finisher, honestly.
Grimoire, Etile, Lutetia. Auto, when you play a normal order, it gets power +5 until the end of turn. I just realized that if I could have had a way to play multiple orders on a turn, I would have got more power.
There is a grade 3.
There is a grade 3, yes, but that would require me building around that.
Yeah.
Auto Vanguard. Once per turn, when this unit attacks a Vanguard, cost counterblast 1 and perform all of the following according to the number of curse play cards in your soul. If you have 2 or more, you get to draw a card and it gets power +5 until the end of turn. And then 4 or more, at the end of the battle, discard a card from your hand, stand this unit, and it gets drive -1 until the end of turn.
You're also forgetting the second 5K, weren't you?
Yep.
God fucking damn it, man.
These 5Ks, man. These random 5Ks. I keep forgetting. That could have mattered a lot, too.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Because that means that at some point in the games, there was a 10K to the Vanguard on top of Persona, so it was a 33.
Uh-huh.
Instead of a 28.
I want to say that balances out, but I don't know if it does. But overall, we got another Overlord card. Like next to Friends, there's another restanding Vanguard inside of Lyrical. I think it's better than Friends in the sense of you plus a card actually instead of minus netting. Because
you do discard the card that you used to restand it, but at the same time, you're still getting an extra drive check, so you're still getting 3 cards to your hand to turn. The drive check. So overall, you're plussing.
Honestly, if we wanted to make it fair, it should have just lost all drive checks on the second attack. Because you're drawing a card already and you're ditching a card, and that would have netted you. But with this, you're plussing, not to mention also getting triple drive. So I feel like that was a miss sight.
And normally you'd be like, well, 4 or more sounds like a stretch to get to. It's actually not a stretch at all. You get there so fast.
Nah, we're actually going to look at the order cards and see why we get there so fast. So first we're going to look at the normal order, which is the rare. Curse, Sugar, Sparkle. It's a grade 1 order. Play this card if you have a Vanguard with Letitia in its card name. Put this card into your soul charge 1. Choose up to one card from your soul with grade less than or equal to your Vanguard. Call the rearguard and it gets 5k until the end of turn. So it's basically a reverse spiritual body where you, instead of soul blasting, you soul charge, but you still call a unit and give it 5k.
Could be bad and could be good sometimes.
Yeah, like soul charge another course and have to call out the starter.
Or soul charge your over trigger and have to call out the over trigger because it's the only normal unit in there.
So yeah, it's a way to get a board. Honestly, this is just good. Like your Vanguard gains 5k, you get a card on the board because it replaces itself for a card on the board and it gives it 5k power. Like overall, it's just
even if you do call like a trigger, like say a over trigger, at least it's going to be like a 10k body because it's going to gain the power +5.
Yeah.
So it's not bad overall. And this is really good in the early game because it's a grade 1 order that has no cost, really. You can do this at grade 1 and start grade 1 rushing. Exactly.
And then we got the other order. That's understandably why it's a double rare after reading it.
Anathema, Bitter, Twinkle. God, that's a horrible name.
It is what it is.
Play this card if you have a Leticia and a Vanguard with Leticia in its card name. Put this card into your soul. Choose one of your units, and it gets power +15 until the end of the battle. And if your soul has 4 or more cursed play cards, you get to draw a card.
So it replaces itself and is a 15k shield.
Yes.
I don't know what they were smoking with this deck.
You said the same thing with is it metal or whatever?
The what?
Metally? The one that calls things from the top of your or stacks the top of your deck.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's overall good. Like even in the early game, like you don't get the draw card. It's still a 15k shield even in the early game, and it just sets up your soul too. So you're getting more cursed play cards into your soul because it's a cursed play card.
And to be on brand, when Alex uses his black magic and gets 4 cursed play cards in his soul, and on grade 2 turn, and goes to a little bit stupid with 40 columns already, it's kind of like, well, shit, what just happened?
Well, how do we get 40 columns, Philip?
Yeah. The triple rare support, because every single one of these got a good triple rare card to go with it. And for this deck, it's Overflowing Happiness Nostria. She's a grade 2 triple rare, 10k body. When this unit is placed on rearguard, if you have a Vanguard Leticia in its card name, look at top 3 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 card from among them. Choose 1 card from among them, put it into your soul. Put the rest on the bottom of your deck in any order. Auto rearguard, when this unit attacks, if your soul has 2 or more cursed play cards, this unit gets power 5k until the end of that battle. If your soul has 4 or more cursed play cards, it gets 15k instead of 5. And yes, again, hashtag reading is hard.
No. I think there was a... Do I have the Leticia?
Yeah, I got the thing in front of me. When this unit is placed on rearguard, if you have a Vanguard with Leticia in its card name, look at top 3 cards of your deck, choose up to 1 card from among them. It's the same effect.
Okay, well, I just missed that. I thought I said order when I was playing that.
No. It said card.
That actually makes it so much better.
Yeah, I know. You were... God fucking damn it. How the fuck did I lose still?
That makes it better because now there's more better. Now I can actually set up targets I want to pull out with the grade 1 order with
Correct.
This.
It makes a lot more sense. I need to just... I'm using my phone as the camera. I can't put the disclaimer up yet. Jesus Christ. Oh, there's going to be so many comments.
Yep.
Anywho, we're going to move on. The lyrical set is fully done. There were some comments rares that got kind of bulk dropped because the set's out. And there's a lot of good ones and a lot of meh ones. Leticia actually got some really good ones. There's a card that puts a Blitz Order from your hand into the soul, gives itself 5k power. Another way to put, the curses into soul. And there's more cards like that actually help the deck a lot. It's like, so the support's there. And all of these 6 ride lines actually got some really good support. Honest opinion, when we first heard we got 6 new ride lines for Lyrical, both you and me were like, why 6 more? We already have 8 or 5 or how many, a lot.
Yeah.
Why 6 more? After looking at these 6, honestly, I'm not mad. I'm happy. These are some really cool ride lines.
Like, don't get me wrong. I enjoy having ride lines, like new ride lines. They could have easily just said, here's 3 ride lines.
Yeah, 6 was over the top.
Yeah, because next set is basically going to be supporting 12 decks.
Yeah.
So it's going to be very, very odd to see how this
5,
supports.
6, 8. Yeah, 12 decks. No, 14 decks. I said it right the first time.
That's if they support Friends again and the other one again.
Yeah, but still, it's like generic support. It's still generic support. I'm gonna like you can put a lot of stuff inside of Friends and inside like the triple rare that is leaked in this lyrical set. The one that bounces the same column is a $40 card right now because it's so generic and because it just does good shit.
And on top of that, like usually with the way the booster sets are going, how many triple rares are in the lyrical set?
In this one,
Yes.
do you really want to know?
Is it 10 or 15?
There is 15 triple rares in this
So I
set.
mean, if they have 14 ride lines, so next set could be like every ride line gets one triple rare, and then there's a generic triple rare.
Yes.
And the same goes for the double rares. So I mean, like they set it up to where they basically just have to make a one card per deck.
You're not wrong.
But still,
You know, let's wait until we get Booster Set 4 for lyrical announcement and then lose our
Swear to
shit
God,
if
if
they
they
decide to
say-
give us shifts more.
if they put more ride lines in there, I will flip a fucking table.
Anyway.
will literally flip a table.
With lyrical out of the way, we're going to go back to set 7 now and completely do just set 7. That's the next set, and we're going to start getting some good goodies. But before we get to the good goodies, well, I'll go look at some good comments or meh comments, right?
Actually, these are good.
There we go. What are they?
Knight of Serenity, Alfonso. Auto when this unit is placed on Guardian Circle. If you have 2 or more grade 1 or less back row rear guards, soul charge 1. Where was this when we were playing
Leonore.
Leonore? Jesus Christ.
This couldn't even intercept and do the effect.
Yes. Hey, overall, this is great.
But where was it?
Where were you?
Oh, don't worry. We got some more stuff.
Trigon Mental Assault? Yes, that's how you say it.
Tremino.
That. Auto rear guard once per turn. At the end of the battle, this unit boosted. Cost Soul Blast 2 and stand this unit.
You're not going to put this in Flagberg. I'm sorry.
And not unless you're playing like 4 copies of that grade 2 we just talked about.
It's like, guard with these 4 grade 2s, soul charge 4. Like, the effect's nice, don't get me wrong. Being able to have a extra 7k power to your column is nice and all.
There's a reason this is a common.
Soul Blast 2 is just too much, man. And now we're assuming this is meant for Flagberg, but let's see. Zorga's not restanding shit. Maggie's not restanding shit. Leonore does not need to restand shit.
It already restands its stuff.
Exactly. So yeah.
So this is only meant for Flagberg, really. That or Rora.
Does Rora restand shit?
No.
So yeah, this is a Flagberg card that's way too expensive for Flagberg. Oh boy. But yeah, we're gonna move on to some Dragon Empire support that made Bafsagar even more viable than she already is.
Dude, this deck just went to the moon.
So Bafsagar was a whole deck that can call grade 1 and less cards for her ability. And of course, you would use that for your trick moons and stuff like that. But it was always like, you know, you have this potential to call grade 1s, but we've been getting a lot of grade 2 support for her from previous set to collection to I don't know what else. As I lose my partner. Welcome back.
I don't know what happened.
Anywho.
Can you share the screen again?
Yes, I can. Don't you just love it when technical difficulties happen?
I went to go check the time on the computer, because I haven't wore my task things there, so I had to move the mouse up. And as soon as it did, it hit the screensaver and just screwed everything up.
Anywho, as I was saying, we had a lot of grade 2 support. It's nice to see some grade 1s that you can potentially call with Bafsagar's ability. And we have first to show Stealth Beast Silent Crow. It's a grade 1 triple rare. When this unit is placed on rigor by card's ability, so only by Bafsagar's at this moment, this unit... hold up. This unit gets 5k until the end of turn. Auto rearguard. When your opponent's rearguard is in the same column as this unit retired by your card's ability, counter +1 and draw a card. And yes, I know there's the other grade 2 that can also call this, yes.
Also, there's Eugene.
Yes, it does. But that's it.
Oh, no?
Tamariura technically out of Soul.
Tamariura can technically call this out. Yes.
Anywho, it's definitely meant for Bob Sagara because when opponent's trigger in the same column as this unit is retired by your cards. Well, technically, this is super generic. This can be played in anything.
This is really good in Eugene because, you get the.
This is basically a Eugene Bob Sagara card.
Yeah.
And now, Tamariura doesn't retire.
You can technically run this inside of.
You can run this in Overlord.
I was gonna attack that column. You can run this inside of what's his name too, Overdress, because you have effects that can retire, like the new
Cross Overdress, yeah, the grade 3. So this is basically a generic good card.
Yeah. The effect being placed by an effect to get power is nice, but you don't need it. But the retire.
You got trick moves. Yes. So overall, yeah. Now that I reread this, this is versatile in anything. I like it. This is one of the benefits we have from getting nations instead of clans now.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, the other card, one of the reasons why we thought this was Bob Cigar card, but this is definitely a Bob Cigar card. It's another great one, double rare, sealed Blaze Dragon, Samadhi. There we go. I'm gonna go with Samadhi. Continuous rearguard during your turn. If your Vanguard has 2 or more arms, this unit gets power 5k, making a 13k attack or a booster. Act rearguard. If your Vanguard has an arms, retire this unit. Choose an arms card from your hand or drop and arm it to one of your Vanguards. If you arm the card, you cannot arm your Vanguard until the end of turn. Yes, this is stupid. This is a better version of the grade 3 that everybody was running.
You know the better part about that card is? Is the fact that you can loop this.
What do you mean loop? Oh yeah, you can bring it back next turn and do it again. Or just...
Because it only first turn. Yeah.
You can even first... Oh, granted, you have sacrifice.
You have to be armed to pay the cost. So you can only do this in grade 3.
No. You can loop this, but you'd be sacrificing Bob Sagara's bring back ability. But well, now you got the grade 2, so it's not much to sacrifice. You basically arm the first card, soul charge 1, call this out a drop, then retire it immediately to arm the second card.
Yeah.
And you can ditch this card for the ride line.
Yeah.
So, like I said, you'd be sacrificing a call, but still not bad.
You know the even funner, better aspects of this card is? The sword and the gun. So after you use them, you have no way of getting them back, but now you can just use this card to get them back from your drop.
You're not wrong. There is that.
Also, on top of that, this also arms the cards. So that means if you have a spear and drop and a spear on Vanguard, every turn you can just sack this to draw a card and to have a plus engine.
Hold up. I don't know when, but my phone stopped recording. That's okay. Hold up. We might have to redo most of that. Or no, we're not gonna redo most of that. I'm just gonna put a freeze frame because freeze frame Phil's back for a bit. I don't know when it stopped recording. I didn't press any. Oh, when you FaceTime me. So as you pop out, you freeze me to come back in. Just great. It's great.
Lovely.
Anywho, technical difficulties aside, this is a really good card, and there is only one problem about this card. You need to see a second fucking arms.
You're right. You do.
With my luck, that's never gonna happen. That game we recorded with Bob Cigar not too long ago, I only saw ever 2 arms in one of those games.
Oh,
in my hand or drop or yeah.
You want to hear a funnier thing is? You know that new grade 2 we got last set?
Yeah.
Is if you use a skill, right? You're already armed, and you say you do the spear combo, okay? That's talked about. So you already have a spear, you have a spear and drop. You sack this, you arm a spear from drop. It's armed, you draw a card. Bob Cigar, you soul charge, call this back from drop, trigger the grade 2s, counterblast, and call more cards out of your drop. So you plus at least 2 cards because of 1 on board and 1 to hand.
Oh, I just realized something stupid about this. It was the same thing with the grade 3 card, the counterblast 1 to arm. This makes arming free.
Yeah.
Oh, that's stupid.
Yeah. You get all the benefits of the arms cards because you're not paying the costs of them.
Cannot arm your ring until the end of turn. You gotta be careful though. It does prevent you from arming. So if you, let's say, arm the shield and then use this to arm the spear, you're not getting the spear's additional arm ability, but you at least do get the free draw.
You right. Yeah. But that's it. Like just a straight plus every turn if you have 2 spears.
Yeah, you need to see 2 spears first. I haven't seen 1 easily.
Fair enough.
Anyway, enough about Dragon Empire. We're going to move on to... Well, that's it for the leaks, actually.
Yeah. Enough about Dragon Empire. That's it for the leaks.
Yeah, so those are Thursday leaks. And then we didn't get cards of the days for a bit because Lyrical just dropped and they decided to do cards of the days. The Lyrical LSRs, the big rarity cards.
Mm-hmm.
As for next week's leaks for the Tuesday stream, we have revealing cards for Yu and Aurora for Raging Flames against the Emerald Storm. For those of you who don't know, spoiler alert for the anime, they have announced the brackets of how people are going to be fighting for, the top spot. Here's the picture of the brackets here. And of course, Yu and Aurora are fighting against each other in the first round. So that makes sense why Tuesday stream we're going to see those cards. And then we're seeing also tournament reports for VGP Deluxe. We're going to see our board different fight take second place. And then revealing product information for DSS Zero Fleet, including card illustrations, some more cards for the Chrono Jet set. As for the next Thursday stream, if I can scroll far enough down for it, we're going to be getting boosters to 7, 3 supports cards for Barrow Magnus. More likely the supports cards we saw in the anime that interesting grade 2 with 2k power.
Yes.
I am very scared for that card. Dude, anytime something has that low power, that means the effect is something nutty.
Yeah. Yeah. But we'll see whenever that happens.
Yes.
Yes.
But before that, if you're interested in buying any cards that we just mentioned, go check out Triple Sleeve TCG.
They got great deals on singles, coin splits, and even cases, so go check out their website.
Link will be in the description. All right, so last week and the week before that, we got Chrono Jack's Stride Deck set, news, support, and all that. We still haven't gotten next stage, sadly, but we did get more information. Last week, we talked about how they're going to introduce this mystery 9th extra card, and there was speculation it's going to be a Stride marker or the G-Zone marker or whatever. Well, we were kind of half right. So, before we get to that, a couple of things to note that they also announced. Powers unlocked with Stride. So that's a GB limit break type deal. Where Chrono Jet has GB2, it basically just says that the amount of cards that you have either on your Vanguard that are stridden or face-up cards in your G-Zone, that is your GB count, and it activates GB2, GB1 abilities. So for instance, if your Vanguard with Chrono Jet in its card name has a GB2 ability, you have to have at least 2 cards face-up in your G-Zone to activate that ability. Yada, yada, yada.
Yada, yada, yada.
Now let's look at the spice. You want to take it?
Sure. So we were wrong about the card.
We were half right.
It is a brand new card type. It is, whoa, where'd it go? There you go. It is a Crest. So what does a Crest do? Well, from what we can guess, is this card just is there at the start of the game.
There's a speculation that the ride line will have you acquire the Crest the same way as... Well, granted, Monster Box was something that if you run Monster Strike, you right away acquired it or had it available. So it's going to be very strange how that works, but that'll be still to be announced.
Yes. So, what does this do? It has a list of effects. One is you can stride and cannot ride any other grade 3 or greater card without Chronojet in its card name. So you're locked to Chronojet for the rest of the game, but you do get the stride. The original power of your grade 3 cards with Chronojet in their card names becomes 13,000, including your hearts. And then here's the fun ones.
Yep.
During your turn, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Chronojet in its card name, all of your front row units get power +5 for each face-up card in your G zone. But it doesn't end there. At the beginning of your battle phase, you can choose up to one of your grade 3 or greater rear cards and increase or decrease its grade to 0.
What the actual fuck were you smoking, Bushy?
I know why this effect is here. That's the third effect is there because
Time
you
leap.
have literally OG Chronojet. So how do you make Chronojet fight with things that have Persona Ride? Because this doesn't have Persona Ride.
No. There's a couple of things that are really good and bothering me at the same time about this card. And if we go one by one, let's go look at the first, the whole, you cannot ride any other grade 3. That's good. That prevents you from striding after going into grade 4 Bruce and shit like that.
Yes.
For standard, we're going to talk about standard first, and then we're going to talk about premium. We're going to go with this twice over, all right? So the original power becoming 13, I can get behind that because every single card in standard is a 13. He was the only one that's 11, which means this at least puts him on the same base, so it's not like a handicap.
But the fun part about this is in premium means
No, we said once over for standard, and then we're gonna go again for premium.
Okay.
The third ability, I think that's not good. It's a good ability, but I think it's too good in the sense of after the first stride, which more than likely is your next stage, it's already gonna put you to GB2 anyway. You get a Persona Ride. But then every single turn after that, you get more Persona Ride. Like, if the game goes far enough and you have 6 cards face up in G zone, your opponent can just say, yeah, you've won. Because that's 30k to all columns.
Yeah. Or
That's no bueno.
if you've used all of your strides and you're just vanilla swinging, you're already at 40k.
Yeah, so that's no bueno. Not many decks in standard can live that at all. So Chrono just basically become if I stride more than twice, the game is over. Even when I stride my second time and give 20k to the front row, that's basically game over.
Yeah.
Because not to mention, Chrono just still has his original ability of a guard restrict. So imagine a 33 just on its own with twin drive swinging at you and you can't PG it. Hell, the unit doesn't even technically restand and attack again because you can't use those heal guardians. So,
Yeah.
ow. And then
Or it's even funnier, is this to the front row units? So if you hit the Dark States over trigger and you have the crit and +10 on top of all that.
Oh, yeah. It's even more super. Anywho, the last ability of making grade 3 or greater cards being 0, that's basically there just to be able to probably some time leap effects that you're going to have in this deck, or maybe some bottom effects, or we don't know yet, but it's an interesting addition.
Also, I just realized something even more dumb about the third effect. Is you're next staging people, right?
Yeah.
So you're getting 2 Vanguard swings that are also that power.
Well, one's 5k weaker, but the second that other card goes back to the G zone, it gives 5k to the front row, basically. I'm really hoping they make next stage the way they did it in V, in the sense of he can't be your first stride.
He's GB locked.
Yeah. I really hope they make next stage have to be a second stride, just because the amount of power, but at the same time, it's like, I don't want 15k to the front row on a second stride. Like, this deck scares me. I'm not even gonna lie. This deck scares me for standard.
And we haven't even seen only but like 2 cards out of this entire thing.
All right. Now for premium.
Oh, God.
I want to go from the bottom up this time because I got some opinions here. Making grade 3s 0s, that's just good for time leap and time leap shenanigans, and I don't know what else. Like just being able to have a grade 0, and if you time leap it, it goes into grade 1, and be able to do stuff with that. Melum.
Yeah.
Melum.
Time leaping.
Just the third of this next effect. 5k to the front for every face up. Melum.
This time leap combo.
Has more power now and is viable again.
Yeah.
And then the second effect, the making it a 13k base, doesn't affect it that much. It makes the old Chrono Jet cards, the Z, the G, and the original just be a 13k, but the V version just stays the same.
It just means you get to play ZTBs now, because ZTBs are a little bit more stable now that you have a 13k base Vanguard.
Yeah, that's the second part. That's the first ability of you can only ride great cards with Chrono Jet in their card name. Why did it have to be? I'm a little bit scared of the whole in their card name, because that just means G and Z versions of Chrono Jet just became very stupid.
Also, this is their way of saying down the road, like we did with Overlord and everything, we can make other versions of Chrono Jet as encounters down the road.
Yep. So overall, premium is gonna get batshit stupid. I'm pretty sure Vanguard Insider Eric's already probably made a video on it and hasn't. He's probably making a video on it.
I'm calling this now. You're looking at the new meta.
Good sir, the simple fact that if the crest is being, if you can obtain the crest in premium fairly easily, TikTok Melum becomes a problem again.
Like here's
hands down.
Here's what I think I heard. I heard somebody say something about this. I don't know if it's true or not, but I think that this is going to be inside of your ride deck, and as soon as you start the game, it's kind of like Monster Box. It just goes straight into the straight flipped up and is there at the beginning of the game.
It really does come down to how they're gonna have you obtain the crest. Because if it's a ride line, people are just gonna run 4 copies so they see the fucking thing and be able to obtain it. And if it's not a ride line, if it's just one of those things like you play Chrono Jet, you get this, well, it's gonna be scary. I honestly have forgotten exactly how Monster Strike got there, the thing.
It was in their order zone, and the starter said that whenever you flipped it face up, you or wrote on it, you put a monster box. Yeah, it didn't get a draw. You sacrificed the draw for the monster box.
My God, why is this so hard to just
so
find this shit?
Chrono Dran might sacrifice the draw for a crest.
Ooh, that'd be very interesting to see it work that way. Oh yeah, oops, there it is.
Should be the very
right. Yeah. Gotcha Ridora. That's the set order.
Yes. They need there it is.
Was it the starter? Golden Egg,
yeah. Yes.
When you stand up, you become Striker. So it might have a similar effect like that, where Chrono Dran just says when he stands up, you get a crest.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know yet. That's probably Tuesday stream or a couple next streams are going to give us a better idea of what's going on.
But the reason I say this is going to be the meta is because they confirmed, I'm pretty sure, that the G Zone still has 16 cards.
Yeah.
In standard, that makes no sense because we only have 8 in the deck unless they are supporting this down the road in future sets, which means that this deck will only get better and stronger. Oh my God, it's only going to get stronger, Philip.
Good sir, I don't
go even higher.
If we get to a point, think of it this way: if we get to a point where decks are going to be able to survive against Chrono Jet, by the time he gets to the point where the front row columns are getting 80k, something's wrong.
Exactly.
Not even when Chrono Jet gets to 80k. No. If decks can survive him getting there, because that means they need to first pass 20, and then 30, and then 40, and then 50.
And what irritates me the most about this, it doesn't irritate me. Like, I'm glad that, you can buy one of this deck and get everything.
Yeah.
But it's going to be so accessible for people to just be like, yeah, why not buy it? It's the winning deck, and you just buy it once, and you have everything for it.
Exactly. With that being said, the deck will also contain the ride line that we were talking about, and then they did announce this picture. I'm going to put it up. This is basically the ride line in the illustrations for the ride line. We got Chrono Dran for the Grade 0, Mesa Gear Dragon for the grade 1 and Smart Gear Dragon for the grade 2.
I do like the fact that Chronojan's artwork has the Dark States castle in the background.
Yes, confirming that, yes, he is from Dark States. Doesn't look one bit, but he is.
No.
I will say I'm a little bit disappointed at Smoke Gear, Mesa Gear's arts compared to the other stuff we've been getting for the other ride lines and some of the lyrical stuff. It's like this game is a little bit under par.
Smoke Gear is fine to me. Mesa Gear, I think it's just the stance they drew him in.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like,
It
I feel
is
like
what
the
it is.
The colors blend too much together to me.
I mean, you can't have that much majestic power as Youthberg Revolve Form Tempest. I'm sorry, this boy looks fucking dope.
Dude, if you straight up boss looking card right here, like, oh my god. I love how, like, you know what? He's a knight, right? Let's let him multi-class into a mage. We're gonna give him a robe and fire and magic and everything to look like a freaking mage.
God fucking damn it. So yeah, Revolve Form Tempest was announced. We actually saw a picture of him in the anime on the cover of the packs that were supposed to be yada yada yada, and then they decided to go, you saw him in the anime, here's the card. And we don't know when we're getting this card. We don't know what the effect's going to be. We don't know if it's going to be set 7 or if it actually is going to be set 7. It literally says right there. So
We'll get this within a month.
Question for that is, Youthberg is a little bit easier to give support because it's Revolt Forms or your triple rares. There's nothing better. We're going to see a Leonor card that's going to be a triple rare that's going to be on the same level of, oh shit, what the fuck?
I feel like you have to. If you're going to give one support like this dumb, you have to give the other. Because we already know that, what's his name? Jadrol is getting a restanding grade 2 triple rare.
Yeah, which just that alone is already going to bump up the deck so much.
So this is probably going to bump up the deck a lot because the only downside to the deck was, you know, that you're kind of like, you're always wanting to go Gust because Zest is kind of a dead card unless you like have a good finishing turn.
Yeah.
So now you have more options in the deck, which is great. So Leonor has to get something if both those decks got such great support.
Or just something to make it better. Something.
It really does need something. It's something other than the saxophone guy.
Anywho, with that actually has been it for the news section. All right, do me a favor. We're gonna do some weird editing shit here.
Oh.
I forgot to mention this before, so I'm gonna just pretend like we're back at that part, and then I'm gonna put it over there, and then we're gonna come back over here.
Okay.
Sound good?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cut it there. Back to the ending. All right, I think that's where we're gonna end it. I don't think I have anything else to add. Bushiroad Championship Series is going on right now. At the time of this recording, it is Sunday, so Dula's second day has been going. Congratulations to, if I saw correctly, our good boy Frank from Nara Samurai from the dojo. He got second place playing Thegria.
Yeah.
And then the most ironic things were happening, if I remember correctly. Orange fought Noman in the first round, and TIE Fighter fought Cardweeb in the first round. It's like, something's not right here.
Wrong timeline.
But yeah. Spring Championships are going on. You can find me in Germany here in the next 2 weeks. And Alex, you guys going anywhere or?
Don't know yet. It's weird right now.
Fair enough. Anyway, with that being said, we're going to end this episode here. Thank you everybody so much for watching episode 144 of V-Time. If you like the episode, please leave a like. Share with your friends. Comment down below what you think of the Chronojet stuff, or maybe even Tempest, or what his ability might be. But if you like what we do here, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell to get notified. Maybe and follow us on Twitter, join us on Discord, watch us on Twitch, or like us at Facebook. With that, I've been Philip.
This is Alex.
And we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Woo! My God. Technical difficulties, you coming in and out, me having to cut one part, putting it over there. Jesus Christ,
Note to self, do not go grab screensaver in the middle of recording.
Yeah, no, please don't.